Hey everybody, we are back here live on the stage show. Shaun McInnis sitting in the hosting chair, and I am joined by Jason Lee from Capcom Vancouver here to show us Dead Rising 2 Off the Record Edition, a game that you guys announced a couple months ago, and it's a very interesting concept. It's sort of a, it's something that we see in the movie industry a lot, a sort of director's cut of an existing product, but not something that we see in the games industry a lot. So can you go ahead and explain for everybody what your take on Dead Rising 2 Off the Record is?
Yeah, the idea originally for Off the Record was that it was going to be a true director's cut, because Capcom has a long history of doing director's cut with the Resident Evil series and so on. And we began down the path of a director's cut with Chuck Green still as the hero, adding to the missions, adding to the story, adding some new characters, bosses, and so on. But the interesting thing that happened when we announced Dead Rising 2 was the fan outcry of Frank not being in the game was so large that we had to pay attention to that. And even though people accepted Chuck Green as the new hero and now regard him, I think, on par with Frank, we took that fan outcry as an opportunity to re-envision the game. So what we've done, we feel, is less of a director's cut and more of a re-envisioning of the Fortune City Outbreak with Frank West as the hero.
All right, excellent. So we've actually got a live demo here of the game running right now. Go ahead and fill us in on a few of these new features we're seeing.
Right, yeah, so the demo we're showing at E3 here is our new theme park area. We always knew that we wanted to put a new area in the world of Fortune City, expand the world, and initially we decided that we wanted to do a casino, but after exploring doing an Asian-themed casino or a space-themed casino, we decided the visuals would be awesome, but it wouldn't offer that much more in terms of gameplay. As soon as we started going down the path of a theme park, all the ideas started coming together about carnival mini-games as PP opportunities, of course the rides, what could we do with those, turn them into death traps for the zombies, and of course all the new weapons and clothing that we could put in. So here you're actually seeing one of the new combo weapons. This is a tennis ball launcher combined with motor oil, and it turns into what we call the molten cannon.
Nice.
So this thing spins around and shoots zombies with flaming tennis balls. And you can see here as well the camera mechanic is back, Frank's camera. And one of the great things about bringing Frank to Fortune City is the world is so rich with opportunities for photography. There's the adult stores in the environment, the casinos and so on, lots of humor. So the user can have a lot of fun using that camera and taking advantage of all of these opportunities to earn PPs and level Frank up.
Now, in terms of where this fits into the sort of Dead Rising canon, is this sort of an alternate reality setting? Is that how you would describe it? Or is this actually going to be committed to Dead Rising canon?
Yeah, this is definitely a parallel universe.
Yeah.
Dead Rising 2 is more the canon story. But I think players are really going to have a lot of fun seeing the story of Frank in Fortune City. And the backstory that we have is that Frank was a celebrity after Willamette, the Willamette incident in Dead Rising 1. When he comes to Fortune City, he's actually down and out, and he's trying to regain his fame. And he's trying to do it by competing in the Terror's reality game show as a special guest zombie killer. That doesn't go so well, but there's a zombie outbreak, and now he's presented with this awesome opportunity to get back to his roots, which is being a photojournalist. So he runs around the world trying to uncover the conspiracy using his camera, and I think we've got some really cool surprises for the fans of Frank with this game. And here's another awesome weapon. This one's called the cryopod. So the theme park has these sort of escape pod shaped garbage cans, combine those with a fire extinguisher, and you got the cryopod, which floats around and freezes all of the zombies with the CO2.
Nice. So we're getting a number of questions here from audiences. Just a reminder, guys, that little submit a question module to the right of the video player. You just type in your questions there, and we've got them on the computer right here, and we'll be glad to answer those for you. The first one comes from Eugene in Australia, who's wondering, can we expect any changes to the co-op system?
Well, the biggest difference with co-op with this game is instead of Chuck and Chuck like in DR2, we actually have Frank West with Chuck as the co-op player. And both of those characters have some different animations, different skills. One thing we really tried to do bringing Frank back in was be true to his character, bring a lot of the original Dead Rising 1 animations back into the game. So the experience of playing the two characters is quite different.
All right. Now, Monkey Boy 352 from Texas is wondering, is there any sort of new save system in here, or is it more or less the same, go to the bathroom to save?
So we've definitely listened to the fans on the save system, made it a little bit more user-friendly. What we've done is put in an auto checkpoint. So now, after every key story mission or before every boss battle, there's a checkpoint save. So if anything goes wrong, you don't have to go all the way back to your last manual save from a bathroom.
Stu from Newcastle, England is wondering, can we go on the rides?
You can try, it won't work out so well.
Oh, that's a nice outfit there.
Yeah, some of the humor of Dead Rising there. Again, all the ideas that came together as soon as we went down the path of a theme park. And originally the theme park was conceived as a Western theme park. We wanted to do saloons and cowboy zombies and so on. Mm-hmm. But playing into the whole alien abduction culture of sort of New Mexico, Nevada and so on, gave us the opportunity to do some awesome stuff, awesome weapons, clothing. There's a weapon just up here that hopefully he'll use. Yeah, this one is called the Alien Probe. So you can imagine what this does. Let's see if he can find a unwilling victim here. And there you go.
Oh.
So humor is a huge part of the Dead Rising franchise, and we made sure to pack as much as possible into this new environment.
It's very nice of you to turn the camera away from what's going on. That was a good move. There you go. It's a new MySpace photo for Frank.
Yeah, that's a new skill move that we have for Frank, who's actually using his camera and doing these little buddy shots with zombies.
All right, let's see what other sort of questions we have rolling in from our users here. Let's see. Alex the Lion from Texas is wondering, are there going to be any new boss battles?
Mm-hmm. We're not showing any at E3 yet, but there are definitely new boss battles in the game, and I think a couple of them that we put in are probably the most audacious bosses that we put in the Dead Rising series so far, so hopefully we'll get to unveil those at a point soon.
And the checkpoint system, do you get a checkpoint before you approach a boss fight?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after every major story moment, mission, and then going into boss battles, you get the checkpoint. So with bosses now, if you die during the boss battle, you can go directly back to the start of the boss battle.
Okay. So you can feel a little bit more confident approaching some of those psychopaths.
Yeah. Here's some of the mini games that we have in the theme park. This is a little sort of space game inspired shooter. And all of these you can earn PPs, come in, sort of play around, mess around, earn PPs to build Frank up. And here's yet another new combo weapon that we're showing. This one's a tennis ball launcher, this time combined with saw blades.
Oh.
So this thing shoots out and cuts the zombies in half.
Nice. Alex from the UK is wondering about the tone of the plot. Will it be more slapstick than Chuck's stories, or is it going to be darker, or basically more or less the same tone?
Well, the interesting thing about the Dead Rising series is the tone is usually split. You've got a very serious story, and the cinematics are usually quite serious, very sort of zombie movie drama. And there's definitely a plot here that has to be uncovered. However, once you get into the game, you've got all of this craziness going on, ridiculous ways to kill zombies and humiliate them, the clothing and so on. And the fact that you can carry that clothing over into the cinematics and be wearing these costumes in the cinematics just kind of adds to the wacky contrast in humor.
Yeah.
Humor and serious.
That's definitely one of the signatures of the Dead Rising series, is that you have this very serious storyline, these serious cinematics, but the humor is what you make of it. You can go into a cinematic with a neon green mankini and a Blanca mask and just like totally straight face it, which is one of my favorite parts of this series.
Yeah.
Nick Eli from Phoenix, Arizona is wondering, will you ever encounter Chuck in the story?
So Chuck, as we've said, is the co-op character, and beyond that we've got some surprises that we can't talk about yet, unfortunately.
All right.
One little hint we had at Captivate was we did show Katie's backpack lying by itself in the green room at the start of the game, so that's a little bit of a hint that perhaps Chuck is interwoven into the story somehow.
All right. Well, Dead Rising 2, one of my favorite games of last year. Looking forward to checking out more of this. Jason, can you go ahead and let everybody know when Off the Record edition is going to be out in stores?
Yeah, Dead Rising 2 Off the Record comes out this fall, and it's coming out on 360, PS3, and PC.
All right, thanks a lot, Jason.
Okay, thank you.
All right, guys, so that was Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. Now we're going to go check in what's going on over at the On Live booth.